When we read about the Palestinian-Israeli conflict in the newspapers every day, there is one thing that comes to mind for many of us. There are those who believe that the Palestinians struggle to get back the homes and land they seized when Israel was formed in 1948 is futile, and that those struggles are the cause of the problems in the region. There are those who believe that the Palestinians have no more right to the land of Canaan than the Israeli people, who have a 4,000-year tradition of ownership, and that all these problems are due to Muslim antisemitism. This perception stems from the prejudice that the Palestinians are a people that emerged after the 7th century. Which people actually lived in Canaan before the Israelites gained dominance? When did the Israelites come to Canaan? What was the reason for the ancestors of the Israelites who lived in parts of Iraq to come to the land of Canaan? Today's video is a journey through the Bible in search of answers to these questions. When Jehovah gave the land of Canaan to Israel, the Bible itself contains the history of who the inhabitants of Canaan were at that time and how the Israelites expelled them from there. The Bible also explains the 4,000-year-old Palestinian-Israeli conflicts. The story of the people of Israel who invaded a land that Jehovah had promised them, killed the people of that area, chased them to the surrounding areas, and destroyed their temples and idols. The story of the cruel deceptions that the people of Israel, who were later scattered to various parts of the world for various reasons, carried out with the help of the British to return to the land of Canaan, claiming their ancient land rights. The story of the occupying state of Israel, which, without even listening to the words of the United Nations, encroaches on the land of Palestine every day and turns millions of people into refugees, thereby expanding the scope of the Zionist state. The story of unparalleled cruelty in world history. The story of the past of the land of Canaan, soaked in tears and blood, which many do not dare to discuss, is what we are sharing through today's episode. We know that the Semitic religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are mainly monotheistic. These three religions believe that humans originated from Adam and accept the one God worship method of the prophet Abraham. Therefore, they can also be called Abrahamic religions. The Bible says that all the important lineages and tribes in the Middle East began with Noah's 3 sons. One reason for this may be the destruction of humanity due to the great flood of that time. The lineage of Noah's sons, Shem, Japheth, and Ham, is the origin of the tribes in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. From this line of Shem, the Arab race and the Israelite race arise. The Canaanites, Palestinians, and Egyptians are descendants of Ham. Europeans are descendants of Japheth. To be more specific, from one line of Shem the prophet Abraham arose, and from another line of Shem the Arab people arose. Abraham, who lived in the city of Ur in Mesopotamia, had children very late. Abraham and his wife Sarah longed for a child, but they did not receive such a blessing until they were old. In short, according to God's command, a son named Ishmael was born to Abraham through Sarah's companion Hagar. Soon after, Sarah also became pregnant. She gave birth to a son named Isaac. This led to problems between Sarah and Hagar over the inheritance of the children. According to God's command, Hagar and Ishmael were taken to a distant desert and settled by Abraham. Ishmael's people are the Ishmaelites, whom the Bible later introduces. Islamic belief is that the Quraysh tribe from which the Prophet Muhammad was born is a continuation of these Ishmaelites. Didn't it say earlier that all the other Arab tribes except the Quraysh tribe are from other lineages of Sham itself? Now let's come to the matter of Isaac. The descendants of Isaac's son Jacob were known as Israel. It is also seen in the Bible that Jacob was blessed and called by God as Israel. Similarly, in the case of the land of Canaan, the descendants of Ham lived here. This region gets its name from Canaan, the son of Ham. The Palestinians and Egyptians come from Mizraim, another son of Ham. The children of Shem lived in Arabia and Iraq, and the descendants of Ham lived in Canaan and Egypt. It was during this time that Jehovah's revelation about the promised land came to Abraham. The history of the land of Canaan, where the Canaanites, Philistines, and Egyptians lived in harmony, then became a history of bloody invasions and massacres. The bloodshed that began then has not ended for more than 4 millennia. In the next video, we will discuss Abraham's interventions in Canaan and how the Philistines and Canaanites received him. Everyone, please subscribe to the channel and share your opinions in the comment box.